Wow, start with some energy. I like that. It's a little boost. What's up? Welcome to Audiotree Live. It is September 14th, 2023, and I'm your host, FINGY. Before we get into today's session, I urge you with compassion to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It helps us out. It helps you out. Seems like a win-win to me. With that, everything you see that goes down in this studio, by the time you're watching it, it's already up on all streaming services, as well as many past sessions we've already had. So do us a favor, tap in on the go. But without further ado, today is such an exciting day. I'm super stoked to introduce, all the way from Venezuela, France, New Zealand, oh my, we have Calva Louise in the studio. Let's rip it. Oh my goodness, that synth slap you did to fucking start shredding, I've never seen something so swaggy in my life. Is that like a custom rig you built to do that?
Yes, Allison built it for me.
Yo, what was the concept? Like, were you guys rehearsing once and you're like, man, this is just too much in the way? How did that happen?
Yeah. Well, I think so. Jess started writing songs with more keys in it, and obviously you had parts that you were like, I want to play that live.
I was like,
it was so good.
Yeah, I need something that doesn't cut. like me from the audience, not having something in the middle when I'm not playing keys.
Right.
And we're like, do you know, like the keywords, like gamers have like amazing like keyboard sliding things,
Yeah.
and we're like, well, should we do that? Can we do that? And we had the same thought at the same time.
Yeah, we were thinking about it for a couple of weeks and then be like, it needs to slide away. That's what it needs to do.
And like that's super cool, and
then,
like, you know, it breaks from the barrier between the audience.
Right. Big brain idea. I love that. I know personally I'd be terrified doing that the first time. Something about just pushing your instrument far away is a little nerve-wracking. Still a little terrified. Hey, but it doesn't show. It doesn't show. So like I said earlier, we have multinational session going on right now. And if I understand this correctly, born and raised in Venezuela, moved to France, y'all linked up, caught a vibe, moved to the UK, met you, right?
Yeah.
So far, so good. That's so cool. And what I thought was like so empowering and beautiful about that story was that when y'all met up in France, Jess, I was under the impression that you had to go to the UK, and Alizonia were like, you know, let's do this. I'm liking the artistic collaboration we have going. Let's make this jump. How does it feel to be so connected, not only on, you know, like a friendship level, but on an artistic level with somebody so much so that you quite literally move to a different part of the world to continue said relationship?
Yeah, my goal was always like go to the UK because of all the bands that have inspired me. When I met Alison, it was the same for him. So I was like, you know, I'm just staying here to finish school, and then, you know, the goal is go to the UK, is go to London. And Alison at first was like, okay, I see. It's like, we should like, come on, like let's risk it all, like let's do it. There's no, I feel like you know, you don't get if you don't risk things, and I didn't have anything to lose, and you were like, yeah, well,
Let's go.
Let's go. That's so cool. That's so cool. And how do you all feel? I mean, you're still steady at home, but I'd love to hear the comparison between. I mean, I don't even know like what scene I'd put y'all in. You're so sonically eclectic, but just the musical scene in general from your hometowns versus where y'all are based now. What are the similarities? What are the differences? Do you have a preference?
Well, I think we all took inspiration from where we're from originally, for sure, and we really appreciate the local scene. But I mean, like you said, it's hard. You know, it's hard.
Well, yeah, it's a bit difficult because what we wanted to do. So, you know, growing up in Venezuela, like there's amazing music. It's just so good. And all South America, for example, is just amazing. But I was in a situation where there weren't places like in the films where you see young people going to, at least where I lived, no, to like a show, like a gig. I only went to big gigs, like in a parking lot from a mall. That was where like big gigs were happening, and I really wanted to experience that things that I will see on films with like your friends from school going somewhere, you know, like without your parents, without like anybody, and it just experience like young bands like playing live, not in a bar, you know, like just in like a space dedicated for that. And in the UK, for example, that was everywhere. So many venues. Yeah. And in France, it's also like that. But in the UK, it's like, wow, it's a lot of like grassroots venues. And that's like the experience that really was calling me going there. And similar for you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, it was, and like like French music was great, but like it didn't feel like we played around for a bit, you know, just as teenagers. But
Ben was in London already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I moved to London like when I was quite young, like 14 or so. But like, I guess in terms of scenes and like different, like all the different scenes, like we've learned that a scene is where like people feel like they belong, and like there's a million different kinds of scenes, different kinds of music, and like even if it's not your thing, like not your vibe, then like just knowing that like there are some people that feel like they belong there or it gives them that sense of belonging is like it's great, and like it's just like big love and big respect to everything, all scenes, you know. It's great.
We belong where we're like nomads to, like, that's how we feel. We belong where the music calls us, or like where we feel we gotta go there, we gotta be there. That's why we're so really happy to be here in Chicago as well, because it felt like that. It felt like we're supposed to be here right now, and we do anything like to follow like the heart that tells you gotta go there.
Right. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, sipping on a little coffee. The universe is universing right now. And for some reason, I'm from California, and somehow we're all in the same room together right here, right now, to do the thing. I think it's beautiful that's beyond the ego. It's just a higher calling. And we're getting it done. There's lights, there's camera, there's instruments. So let's utilize the resources and keep it jamming.
Perfect. I'm going to just change guitar.
Sure.
So, I am under the understanding. I'm under the understanding. Sorry, my bad. That y'all made your album Euphoric completely DIY, 100% your guys' work, and weren't really weren't in a big studio with a big record label guys, whatever. This was very much like a homebred situation. And then beyond the recording, mixing and mastering of it, management was up to you guys. Visuals was up to you guys. We also I don't even know if we'll have the time for that, but quick shout out to literally every single music video you guys have done and what you've directed, because holy guacamole, it's insane. But I was wondering, as an artist myself, I know how tough it is and how laboring it is to not only make the art, but then do everything else after to get it out there. I was wondering, though, if that exhaustion is overweighed by the empowerment that you receive, knowing that this is really such a homebred effort, or if, in all honesty, like, it blows sometimes. Where does it kind of land for y'all?
Well, I feel like it kind of lands off what happens, and we're in too deep now. And something that my mom always tells me, you didn't swim the whole ocean to die by the shore. So we always feel like we've done so much, us three. We've crossed, I crossed continents, we crossed continents now again. Yeah. And it kind of feels like we're so lucky that we get to do what we love, and that we get to learn together, have each other as friends. So when things don't happen, we see them as a challenge, like challenge accepted. Well, let's see what we can do, because in the end, like, what we cherish the most is like the journey, like just the doing it, and we feel like, well, this is so much more fun and so much more nice than doing something else. We can't really do anything else. So that in itself to us is winning. Like we're just happy to be here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and it taught us a lot. That was great, learning, because when you have to do it yourself, you just, all right, just get your hands dirty. You just, all right, got to do every little bit, every email, a little, from the filming to the recording. But it was a lot, but it was great learning experience, because I feel like now we know so much more than we did before.
Totally. And I've read that a dream would be to, do a little, video game action, do a little feature film action. So I wouldn't put you all in just a musician box. Clearly you're expansive creatives, and I'm glad that in a way, silver lining, you're able to have a foot in everything to fully express yourselves. Also, with all of this and, making all of this art, it's tough in general for bands to usually find times that work for them. It's a little easier when everybody lives together. And I'm under the impression we have sleepovers every damn night because we have a little roommate situation, yeah? Yeah.
It's more like work never ends, but at least we're friends.
Hey, bars. Okay, first off. Second, I'm here for the hot gossip sometimes. I have my tea here. I like to know the dynamics, so I have a couple rapid fire questions, if you don't mind, for a little exposure therapy situation. I was wondering, first off, you don't have to say that, you can point fingers. I don't know how crazy it's gonna get, but out of the three, first off, who do you think is the messiest?
Alazon.
What?
Alazon's the messiest.
Okay. No, it depends on what. Because I'm completely OCD when it comes to gear and stuff like that, and cables and stuff. So I'm super, but I know I'm terrible at some other things.
You just brought an aquarium out of nowhere, and it just put the lake water in it, and then brought a fish from the water, but then he put it back in the lake, and a super tiny fish, and it was pretty ugly. So you called him ugly, and we're like, how's ugly doing? Yeah, right. And and you got your experiment jars as well.
Experiment jars. Whoa.
Breathing life, you love nature, so it's let's put just plants everywhere.
Something to look at every now and then.
Respect for going to the lake and finding a natural fish, no Petco situation. You had your eyes on the prize. Okay, respect. Cleanest, arguably with the cables. That's you.
Yeah. I think it's like it's like I'm really really tidy for certain things like gear and technical things, and guess it works out.
Okay. Okay. What about cooking? Who can throw it down the best in the kitchen?
Alazon is the best cook.
Okay. I mean, go-to meals?
I don't know. What do I do? Where do I do well?
You do experiments
Ratatouille.
as well.
Yeah, I don't. I just take whatever's there and just.
Experiment.
He
all
asks
together.
us what you guys fancy, and we just say random stuff, and then he makes a dish with it.
Okay. Okay. And who's the night owl? Who's up the latest?
Maybe Jess. Yeah.
Maybe me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Jess, yeah.
Yeah. What's the sleep schedule looking like?
Well, we're young.
All over
we
the
don't. We
place.
sometimes I feel like I'll sleep one day, but
Right.
life is there's too much stuff that happens. It's too good to
Right.
be alive.
Right. I was gonna ask weirdest habits, but I feel like the experimentation jar situation might be something, unless anyone else is a little more quirky.
Well, you. I don't know if it's quirky, but Ben, you love to grow your onions and.
Yeah. I planted some veg like this last year, and it's just come out of the ground like a week ago. So that was
Hell
fun.
Yeah. Did you use the veggies to cook up a little something?
So I've used some tomatoes, like I grew some cherry tomatoes, but the onions are still curing, so they're like drying out.
Okay, so onion pending.
Yeah.
Please let us know
Yeah.
when they're
we'll
ready
do.
to go.
Yeah.
Send some pics. Maybe we'll slap it in post. Let everybody know, hey guys, the onions are good. Or they're not good and it's a tragedy. And this ends with a bit of sadness. But I digress. I could talk onions all day, obviously. Let's run a couple more songs.
travelers had been isolated from the fractal world during the construction of the Hedron ships. Through the wormhole that connected the real world with the dream world, a new route appeared that led the travelers directly to the base where the Hedron ships were built.
I'm not a fucking third class citizen. I'm not a fucking third class citizen. I'm not a fucking third class citizen. Tell me all you want, you will never have a grip in me. Tell me all you want, I'm building a foundation and it's the where I am, but also where I came from. I adapt my ways, but never my integrity. You think I am afraid, but I keep growing my dignity. I'm not a fucking third class citizen. I'm not a fucking third class citizen. I'm not a fucking third class citizen. Tell me all you want, you will never have a grip in me. From the bottom, I put the substructure. You think you are entitled to commit and destroy us. Not pretend that respect equals authority. We not the impunity, just to find the misery. I'm not a fucking third class citizen. 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 This is what audience I feel on hold. Now the script is written and you can't even talk. In your despair, there is still a glimpse of hope. We put you on the dumping room, agreed to the norm. One communication goes alone, and no sense is the voice. Going over here, how long have you been listening to me? You're a third class citizen. I'm not a fucking 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 third class citizen. You can try all you want, but you'll never get a grip on me. I'm not a fucking third class citizen. You can try all you want, but you'll never get a grip on me. I'm building a foundation, it's the where I am, but also where I came from. I adapt my ways, never my integrity. Respect, motherfucker! Respect, motherfucker! I'm not a fucking third class citizen. You can try all you want, but you'll never get a grip on me.
Corrupted traveler, pilot of the ships, allowed the hijacking of all ships by the crane spiders that embedded themselves into their structure. Many travelers realizing this are trying to free the Hedron ships from the crane spiders before they destroy their base.
Disconnected.
Thank you.
That was awesome. I was loving those interludes at the beginning. I feel like I'm about to blast off and potentially ruin my spacecraft. I'm under the impression that the title of your band, Calva Louise, we personify her a bit. She's the main character of this band, and her story is told through the lyrics themselves. After all these projects, these EPs, these singles, who is Calva at this point? Who has she been? Who is she now? Who's she gonna be?
So since the start of the band, even before when Alison and me were in France, there's always been a story. There's always been like a story. I think our lives, every human in this planet has a really absurd tale. I think everyone's got a lot to tell, just because we're living on Earth, and it's just insane being here. Since the start, we wanted to tell a story, but because, you know, the music and all these kind of mediums, you need to put so much time into learning and to trying to be the best you can, that everything was very abstract. Every little step that we were doing, we were trying to build some foundations, and it was very difficult to show a product, like a final, like a story. And little by little, through what we've been through, you know, when we arrived in the UK, we could barely speak English. The stories are really crazy. And when we formed Calva Louise, it comes from La Cantante Calva, which is an absurd play about language. And we all have different mother tongues. And it was so difficult to understand each other. We're like, this is absurd, but you know, we have very absurd stories. And trying to put that into something concrete has taken us a lot of time, because it's been only the three of us as a team until recently. So Louise has always been us, but kind of in a different points of views and a different perceptions. And every time we do a song, every time we release like a little body of work, an EP or an album or whatever, we always take it as, okay, this is the next draft. This is the best we can do at the moment. It's the same story, but with more built to it, more knowledge, more experience, because we grow older. And this is how we see things. It's the same, the story we want to tell. It is so clear in our minds, but to put it out there has taken us years. So now, Louise, it's more concrete. And well, the new videos that we learn how to do, because nobody was going to do it for us. So we're putting, that's where we put the interludes, so familiarize a little bit more with the story, that little by little, it'll get to something that you're like, I get it. I don't know if that answers the question.
Yeah. No, it definitely does. And I like the idea of, instead of forward progression, it's almost upward progression, where instead of like it's chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, it's like this chapter, except now, next chapter has this, it has that, it has that. And I feel as though that may be a little less, there's a little less pressure, because when I was conceptualizing the idea, I was like, wow, like there is a narrative that you not only have to maintain, but have to continue to develop, that might, not be reflective of where you are now. But this idea of keeping it going upward almost reinforces where you always are and you always will be, just with a little heightened.
It's like a video game. Like we see it as levels, like leveling up. I don't know, Digimon, Pokemon, evolution.
Digimon, no one's talking about that in so long. Okay,
I love that. Cool. And like every step, like we're evolving. We're like, but the evolution is to really find our true selves. Because again, I feel we're very eclectic, because we are eclectic as people just by the fact that we come from 3 different continents, and that to put that together, like who are we? It was really hard. Even when we moved to the UK, for people being like, who are you? Are you, like, we're Venezuelan, French, and New Zealand, but we're English. And there were like people like, really? Yeah, is that a thing? But you know, I feel like with the times and everything, like everyone evolves. So little by little, we make it a bit more of this is who we are, and still have a lot of time, but you know, a lot to learn about ourselves. But that's what is exciting, and that's what makes the journey of us being friends on this path. That's what it gives us, like, you know, energy, and we put the thing is our hearts are in the same path. So that's why we are like in this together.
Damn. Y'all are like the poster child for like friendship and pursuing music. I feel like so many people are like, oh, but it's gonna take so long, it has to be so many things. And you're like, but that's why we do it. With an awesome smile. I love it. All right, let's round out a couple more and then call it a day.
Thank you.
To be my concern, I wanna say.
much, Calva Louise, for being here and shredding it. I can't say I'm surprised that you did so, but I am enthused. Thank you so much to our crew for getting this done as always. And thank you guys so much for watching. We would not be able to continuously produce this fire content without your beautiful eyes gazing at us. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel. I got lost in your eyes for a second. I was nervous. Make sure you subscribe to our channel because we have so many amazing bands coming in and out, and we want to make sure you're here to watch it. And by the time you're watching this entire session is already out on all streaming services. Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, you name it, it's there. Tap in. My name is FINGY. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Peace.
All right, so you guys want to do it for real now?